Well, I think everybody has suffered some punches this week. Investors are fearful of what's going to happen, and even if the virus is not super widespread yet, just what may happen. These travel fears, people not wanting to have conferences and whatnot. So I think, like most times, the tech economy is a little bit more volatile than overall. So there's a 5% swing in the market and a 10% fear and swing in some of these tech stocks. But it's pretty unpredictable in a situation like this.
Do you think it'll have ripple effects on the private markets when it comes to raising capital?
Yeah, there's no doubt. All of the private market investors look at what's happening in the public markets as an indicator of what prices to pay for some of these private assets. And so there's no doubt, as you see some of these things get sold off, the revenue multiples by which they're valued go down. And therefore, when you're looking at a small company that's 1/10 or 1/100th the revenue, it still impacts what we can afford to deploy the capital into these companies with and still get a decent return for the investors.
Shawn, you're an investor in Uber. What's your advice to them in terms of how to prepare in case things do get worse here in the US? Do you think they're going to suffer significantly if transport falls?
Look, it's Uber's a great team. Dara and crew, they know what they're doing. Transportation obviously is going to be affected by what's happening. People are traveling less. We saw Facebook cancel their big conference, and there was 5,000 salespeople from around the world that were going to get together and take some Ubers. So it'll have an impact. People still need to get around. That's why we love being investors in companies like Uber, because people have to move no matter what. I think with everybody here, the call to action is probably just be prudent with the resources that you have in anticipation of what may or may not come. But there's a lot of medical stocks. Gilead Pharmaceutical, which was actually born at Menlo many years ago, is an antiviral company. They're working on treatments for it. I mean, the world is rallying to take care of these people that are getting sick and hopefully restore things back to normal.
Shawn, do expand on that for us just a moment, because, as you said, Gilead's one of the great hopes for finding a cure to this in their drug remdesivir. Explain a bit more. So Menlo helped found the company. Are you close to them and what they're developing now? Do you think that they're on the right track?
It was a long time ago. I think it was 1987 when Gilead was an incubation project inside of Menlo. The founder of Menlo, DeBose Montgomery, was on that board, and Mike Reardon, who was an associate at the time, who started it. So I'm not super close to the team. Obviously, a huge admirer of what happened there, and the work that they're doing in the world is truly spectacular. And it's very neat, I think, to see that they have something that's showing some efficacy this quickly. They had done a lot of the groundwork, I guess, around Ebola and some of the other viral contagions that have happened in the past, and so they were ready with a lot of the research. And so far, as I understand it, there's some efficacy being showed, but still in clinical trials.
We await more on that. Shawn, thanks for joining us. Shawn Carolan.
Pleasure. Thanks for having me.